Next up, folks, we've got Michel Pereira taking on Andre Petroski, and this is another fun one. I've been talking a little bit about a theory that I have this year, where I think when you miss weight to the point where it fucks up an event for the UFC, excuse my language, that I think the UFC really gets upset with you. I think that they take it personal, and that Wonder Boy fight led to not only a cancellation of an important bout, but it led to a lot of bad press for that pay-per-view. It led to a lot of bad press in the subsequent week about whether or not they're paying Wonder Boy and this and that. So I don't think that Michel Pereira did himself any favors. And the God's honest truth is this guy is a hit or miss type of fighter. He's definitely looked more responsible in recent times, but he went out there against Santiago Ponzinibbio, a guy who has been in really difficult fights lately. Alex Morono was up 2-0 on the guy cleanly before he got knocked out in that spot. So, there's definitely been some signs of wear on Santiago Ponzinibbio. He gets the split decision nod in that fight, very close decision. Andre Fialho, he's like the only guy to not finish Andre Fialho. Tim Means finished Andre Fialho. This guy is not showing a lot of good finishing stuff. When you're looking at Nico Price. Nico Price is a guy that just got knocked out by Robbie Lawler in his retirement fight, okay? He did not get finished by Michel Pereira. So where is this finishing power? Where is this dynamic offense that we should be seeing from a guy who looks like he's on every steroid known to mankind? Chaos Williams. That fight was a good win for him. I'll just give him that. That's a fair win. Zalim Imadaev. I thought that Salim Imadaev, might have been a better fighter than that, but I don't think he's ever even fought since. Yeah, that was he had three fights, in the UFC, lost every one of them and never fought again. So Zalim Imadaev was just not that guy. Then Danny Roberts, no, I'm missing the best ones. He gets disqualified against Diego Sanchez in a fight that he was cruising and absolutely beclowned himself. He lost to Tristan Connolly, who's a career featherweight with no other relevant wins. And so I'm just looking at all this and saying, wow, Michel Pereira, he's been on hard times. Before coming to the UFC, he got knocked out by Dusko Todorovic in the first round as well. So this guy is just a little bit fugazi to me. And I think that now that he has to move up to 185, I don't think that's great. I think at 170, he was kind of having the weight bully effect. He could just feint guys into respecting him. He was big, strong, crazy. But I think at this weight class, he's going to be a lot more, average physically. He's still going to be big, no doubt about it. But Andre Petroski, I think, is going to be used to picking up muscle heads like this and trying to take him to the mat. So I do think Andre Petroski is a live underdog in this spot, just looking at it offhand. I think that Andre Petroski has mostly fought grapplers in the UFC, and he's tended to do pretty well. I think that the Brian Battle fight, everybody was like, oh my God, how did he lose to Brian Battle? And then Brian Battle just wins every fight except for against Renat since then. So I just don't think he's a bad fighter. And I think that it's possible that violence is the answer here because Petroski has slowed down at times in the past. But we were just talking about the fact that Michel Pereira is not finishing any of these guys, even guys that are pretty susceptible. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards Petroski here. I think Petroski could out wrestle him and could potentially submit him. So I have to go through and do my due diligence, do my tape study. Not going to just fire off the hip, but just letting you guys know how I feel. And I feel like Petroski is probably a live underdog. In terms of the experience side, Michel Pereira's got way more of it. If it ends up being a fight just on the feet, then I think Petroski's probably bonk or bust. But I still think that he's got some power as well. So I like the camp to the point of P-Rod. Shout out P-Rod in the chat. And I think that I like Petroski just having more paths to victory potentially. So give me Petroski here.